school football on Lake TV is presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, the Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Serdike Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association. It's time for the Central Ozarks Medical Center pregame show. Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Now, William Holtz and Mike Bissell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lake TV's coverage of live high school football. I'm William Holtz, joined by the Hall of Famer Mike Bissell, and tonight we're in Versailles, Missouri for the Versailles Tigers and the Warsaw Wildcats.
Always good to come back to Audrey J. Walton's Sports Complex here at Versailles and see how the Tigers are doing.
Yeah, and at 1-3, it's homecoming night for Versailles Tigers under the direction of Dusty Daniels, and they play host to a very good 4-0 Warsaw Wildcats team, the 5th-ranked Class II team in the state of Missouri. And on our Central Ozarks Medical Center pregame show tonight, Mike and I, we're going to tell you about just how this Warsaw team has got off to this fast start, as well as their head coach Ryan Boyer in his 8th season had a lot of success, especially the last couple years. And if you're new to watching high school football on Lake TV this year, you got a lot to catch up on in regards to the Versailles Tigers program. They're young and they've been through some stuff, so we'll tell you about all that and a whole lot more when we return to high school football right here on Lake TV.
Polylift Boat Lifts, preferred by boaters everywhere. Award-winning construction and unmatched service makes Polylift the go-to boat lift for Lake of the Ozarks. Generations of this boat lift family building the best boat lifts possible. And the next generation is poised and ready to take Polylift into the future. The most trusted solution for protecting your watercraft is Polylift. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Competing on the field requires hard work. It also requires effort and making good choices, which carries over off the field. Like good choices behind the wheel of your car. Did you know that a driver is 20 times more likely to be in a serious accident if texting and driving?
Last year alone, 104 people were killed in Missouri from distracted driving.
So keep leading the statistics. Don't become one.
Buckle up, phones down. This Drive Safe, Boat Safe reminder brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys.
Welcome back to Lake TV's coverage of live high school football. It's Friday night, and hard to believe, already 5 weeks into this year's high school football season. As of just a few minutes ago, Lake TV's pregame show, brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center pregame show, is underway, and we're first going to talk about Warsaw, Mike, 4-0, and they're under the direction of head coach Ryan Boyer. He's in his 8th season, and when you look at their 4-0 start, we were talking about the schedule, man, they have had some impressive wins.
Yeah, they start off at Lawson 0-4 in the season, 33-0 win. But week 2, they played at Adrian. Adrian's one of those schools that kind of floats between classification sizes. Right now, they're one of the biggest Class 1 schools in the state, and that's a quality win for Warsaw. Adrian at 3-1, they won that game 28-21. Lafayette County, which is actually pretty much Higginsville, they're just off I-70 east of Kansas City. Another good win for Warsaw, 21-16. Lafayette County, that's their only loss of the year. And then Sherwood at 2-2, and they got blown up by Warsaw at Warsaw last Friday night, 49-7.
And so they are putting it on their opponents this season. They're averaging right at 32 points a game, right at 32.8 actually. And they're only giving up 11 per game. Now, of course, when you shut your opener out and then only allow 7 in week 4, that helps. But, I mean, you're only giving up 11 points and you've played a couple of really good teams. So what that tells me is they can score, but they also get after it defensively. And for their head coach, Ryan Boyer, I was doing some research and I looked at his win-loss record. Now he's 48-30 in his tenure there with Warsaw. But what's real impressive is since the start of the 2021 season, Mike, they're 29-9. And so they don't lose a lot here the last 3+ seasons. And you were telling me he actually played at Warsaw.
Yeah, he was a good quarterback, good all-around athletes. And they've had some over the years. Of course, the great runs they had, losing out to John Burroughs in the finals, but did get at least one state title, I think maybe 2. They had one of the best running backs that I've been able to cover in my years, a guy by the name of Jonathan Gott, who went to Mizzou, but then had some sort of neck injury and really never got a chance to get his career off the ground at Missouri.
Wow. I was going to say, I was just thinking as you were talking about one of the local guys going to Mizzou. I only know of one kid, and that was DJ Weslak from Boonville.
Right.
Went to Mizzou, but that's a big honor. So when you're from one of these smaller schools, that means, man, you must be special. Yeah. And you thought Ryan was just an awesome athlete, and I was hoping to talk to him. You know, normally we do a pregame interview with our coaches for each team, and he's got actually a little bit of a strange superstition, and I don't know if it's as much of a superstition as it is just habit, but he doesn't come out of the locker room until as late as he possibly can. I was kind of looking for him, and we had them at Versailles 2 years ago, and I was reminded from the officiating crew, they're like, hey, if you're looking for Coach Boyer, you're going to keep looking. We're still waiting. We'll be waiting for a few minutes. And I was like, wait, I remember. He comes out a little later. So some of these coaches have their superstitions, but whatever it is that he's got, it is working because this team, as I said, over the last 37 games, 29-9 or 38, and I'm telling you, 4-0 this year, ranked 5th in Class 2, and they expect to win tonight, Mike, but they've got playmakers all over the field.
And they're running backs for the most part. They average maybe 6 pass attempts a game. Of course, when you're running the ball successfully, why would you ever throw it if you don't necessarily need to? Their district situation is tough. Lamar, perennial state championship contender, and that's such a good program. Right now, they're behind Lamar in their district, and they're probably going to stay that way. Lamar they've lost a game, but they play such an incredibly difficult schedule with a lot of bigger schools, so they're going to get those bonus points as the season goes along. And I got a chance to talk to Coach Boyer for quite a while because I got here about 4:45, something like that. And he said he felt that Lamar would probably have to lose at least 2 more games for Warsaw to catch them. And they're playing for home field, basically, in a first-round bye. So that's a big deal for them, but they don't get to play Lamar head-to-head, so that's out of their hands. They just have to take care of their own business.
Yeah, you mentioned that most of their playmakers are running backs, and even their quarterback, their leading rusher, loves to run the football. So we'll take a short commercial break, and we return to our COMC pregame show. We're going to tell you all about the Warsaw offense and a couple of very special players on their defense.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
At Beck Wellness, we always say that if you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. Our goal is to make sure you're ready to enjoy all the lake has to offer, and more importantly, that you don't miss out on the moments that matter the most. From neuropathy, problems with your feet, hip, or back pain, and even a spinal tune-up. I'll make sure you're set to enjoy the moments that matter the most. I'm Dr. Mark Beck, inviting you to stop by for a consultation. But for now, back to this live high school game of the week on Lake TV.
Back here on Lake TV for our Central Ozarks Medical Center pregame show. And Mike, it's Friday, high school football on Lake TV, presented by Poly-Lift Boat Lifts. So as we continue talking about the visiting Warsaw Wildcats at 4-0, we told you they love to run the football, well, to the tune of 248 yards a game. And their quarterback only attempted 27 passes. So who's running the football? Well, they got a two-headed monster in the backfield. They got the junior Josh Harvath, and I mean, he's had a good year, averaging 8 yards a carry, over 300 yards on the ground, and 4 rushing touchdowns. And then they've got Jace DePriest, the senior, who averages 9 yards a carry with 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. But they're both upstaged by their quarterback, Garrett Ferguson. He's a senior. He's got 325 yards rushing on the season, leads the team 5 yards per carry and 6 rushing touchdowns, and 5 of those came last week against Sherwood. 14 carries, a $137, and 5 tutties. Talk about a night.
Don't you wish you had him on your fantasy team last week?
Yeah, for sure. If I still played fantasy, and it brings up a great point, I think somebody should start fantasy football at the high school level.
Yeah, I don't even do it on the pros, so I've got other things to do.
But
Sorry.
to that point, 5 rushing touchdowns in a game. He put the Warsaw Wildcats on his back a week ago, and so tonight he's your spotlight player. The game brought to you by our friends at Grand Collision Center, and the senior signal caller, man, he's as calm and cool as they come. And like I said, they don't pass a lot, but he's efficient throwing the football as well. And since we told you about some offensive guys, one guy that I couldn't get enough of when I looked at his numbers was the senior linebacker, Drake Merle. Not only does he lead the team in tackles with 32, he leads the team in sacks with 3, he leads the team in forced fumbles with 4. He's also their leading receiver. So look for number 15, Drake Merle, to have a big impact for Warsaw tonight.
One thing about a running team is you have to control the ball as much as you can. So that's winning on first down. And also, it's not turning the ball over. 2 interceptions, 1 fumble loss this year. So 3 turnovers in the first 4 weeks of the season for the Warsaw Wildcats.
And I'm not even a math major, but that's less than 1 on average per game. That gives you a shot to win.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. I think you're good there.
So our point is Warsaw's fundamentally sound.
Right.
They've got playmakers all over the field. They put up a lot of points, and they limit their opponent. So for the Versailles Tigers, they have their work cut out for them. And if you're new to covering Versailles coming into this year, new head coach Chad Holt before the season gets started. No, in comes Dusty Daniels, steps up and takes over right before the season started. Kind of an unconventional situation for Coach Daniels, and that's not all he has to deal with, because they actually have a district seating issue, and they went to enroll or put their enrollment in. They entered the information somewhere through the paper trail or system incorrectly, and so Versailles on paper looks like they have a lot more kids than they should, right?
Yeah, it's not a district situation, it's a classification situation. Okay. They got bounced. They should be in Class 2, and they may be in the same district they have been before with Lamar. We actually had a game years ago where Versailles played Lamar in one of their championship runs, and I'm not sure if it was the opening round or the second round, but it's going to be tough any way you go, but look at where Versailles is at. If the season ended right now, who would Versailles play in the opening round of districts? At Blair Oaks.
Ouch.
Oh, no, actually, it might be Southern Boone, actually.
Also, ouch.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's that or Booneville. I mean,
also,
it's at the end of the year, it's going to be one of those 3, most likely either Booneville or Blair Oaks on the road. I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation. It was a clerical error. Some kids got added to the roster of the high school population that shouldn't have been there, and it put Versailles in Class 3. They should be Class 2.
And they're going to play in that district, of course, as we alluded to, some very good schools, right. But not just that they've got to overcome. They're a small school. Right. They've been down a little bit the last 7 to 10 years. They've been through a few coaching changes. The numbers have been down, and so for Dusty Daniels, he already had his work cut out for him, and we had them week 2 at Eldon, and boy, we loved what we saw from him week 2. Nearly pulled up the upset of the season so far.
Yeah, what hurt them is the lack of a kicking game, and they had to go for 2. Well, they might have went for 2 anyway to get the win right at the end of regulation. They were held out short. Some coaches may have said, hey, you know what? We got a chance to just kick the extra point. We'll take our chances in overtime, instead of maybe a 50-50 shot. You know, you've got some momentum going. Maybe you can win it in overtime, but they didn't get that opportunity. The kicking game's just not been there for them in that regard.
So even though they didn't get that W down 13-0 at the half, they get the big opening kickoff to start the second half, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they get some big stops. So you really saw that Versailles can compete and really overachieve, if you will. And so we loved what we saw from them in that game. And then you got to go back to last week's game because it was close early in that one. Looked like Versailles was in it, and then just a ton of turnovers deep inside their own end. And not only that, Versailles dealt with some real key injuries we'll touch on here in just a minute. Now, we are going to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined, or I'm going to be joined on the field earlier tonight with Versailles head coach Dusty Daniels.
Hi, I'm Chad Nugent, owner of Thomas Construction, where we turn your vision into your dream home or your needs into reality for your business. We specialize in tailoring designs that are as unique and individual as our clients. From concept to creation, our licensed architect can handle it all with our in-house design service. We're not intimidated by challenges. Instead, we offer resourceful solutions. Experience the art of quality custom craftsmanship with Thomas Construction.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. The pure joy of a kid getting ready to go on the lake. Get lake ready and leave the heavy lifting to the compact frame of Kubota's powerful utility vehicle. Accelerate with Kubota's Sidekick to blur the line between work and fun. Available in orange, black, and camo. Visit your local Kubota Crown Power and Equipment dealership today. Passion, power, performance. crown-power.com.
Coach Dusty Daniels here in Versailles for homecoming. I get down here, Coach, and it looks like you can still put on the pads and play, man.
I wish I could, man. I get the same feeling I did when I played. When you're out here coaching and game planning before a game, you still get that feeling. You're still a competitor at heart, and I wish I could put them back on.
All right, so you come in here, homecoming, and we were talking before we came on for the interview, and man, the injury bug has really hit this team hard. Touch on that just a little bit.
Yeah, we have 5 starters out from last week against Eldon. It's just real unfortunate because they're big key players that play both sides of the ball, but it's a great time for young kids to get on the field and get experience and get them on film and just make them better.
Yeah, and a couple of your older kids that I wanted to touch on, Fletcher Bias, who's in there at quarterback, and Brady Dobbins, 2 seniors. Brady really the motor. Touch on a couple of your senior leaders.
Yeah, they're both dogs, man, and they're seniors. This is their homecoming, so regardless of the injuries we have, they're pumped up, ready to go, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Brady on defense playing nose and Fletcher at quarterback. They're both going to play real hard and go all out tonight.
And I've noticed for you guys, some of these young guys defensively getting an opportunity to fly around the field. Some of them younger and smaller, but man, they are not afraid of contact.
No, they're not. These young guys, their eyes lit up. I know, we're playing a good Warsaw team, but they're excited to get on a Friday night field, and they've been putting in the work on JVs on Mondays and in practice. Now it's their time to shine, so show me what you got.
That's Coach Dusty Daniels for the Versailles Tigers. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, Will.
Gotta love Coach Dusty Daniels for the Versailles Tigers. And as we said, a tough situation, but I think he's the right guy for the job. And when we talk about, man, those injuries, none bigger than Reese Murdoch, who is the heart and soul of this Versailles team. He was, as a freshman, caught over 100 passes 3 years ago. And as a senior, like I said, he is everything for this team on special teams, defensively, obviously the offensive go-to guy. They're without his services. They're also going to be without junior quarterback Ben Peck. They're banged up, there's no doubt about it, and they're also without Gage Judd, who has been one of their better defensive players this year. So Versailles is definitely already limited. When you talk about those 3 injuries, man, they're hurting.
And Dalton Rissa is out tonight, too. And then a couple of kids that were kind of questionable going into tonight. Dobbins will play for Versailles, play tight end. Yeah, I talked to some of Reese's family, and it's a bulging. He took a hit, and they said it really didn't look like all that much, but a bulging disc in his neck. Man, don't do it. It just, I mean, a minimum of 4 weeks. What, you're going to come back and play Blair Oaks in the district opener? That's just, park it and think about basketball season, and getting healthy is the thing. I mean, trust me, I've had 2 back surgeries in the last few years. You do not want to take any chances with that. It's just not worth it long term.
Sure, and man, it's hard to sit there and talk about. That's the reality of that. The Reese Murdoch Versailles Tigers football career is pretty much over, and so we're not going to see him again. But man, some amazing moments, and we both remember that freshman year. I never remember a freshman. I don't ever remember a receiver catching 100 passes in a season. I know you may, but he was the first. 3 years ago, he caught 104 passes as a freshman for the Versailles Tigers, and I mean, since then, he's just continued to impress.
Stop and think about that, too. That's in 10 games, okay? They didn't win past their opening game of district. That's in 10 games, a freshman. Versailles did not have a particularly good record that year either. There's no secrets. Even in high school football, I mean, they got film on everything, and you're playing in the Tri-County Conference, so with the Boonvilles and the Blair Oaks and the Southern Boons, and Hallsville was very good at that time too. People knew about him. It wasn't like, oh, that kid's really good, we should probably guard him. They were game planning him. He still caught over 100 passes in 10 games. That's just a crazy, you'll never see anything like that, not for a freshman again.
So without him and a couple of those other Tigers, you start looking around this roster, and, you know, I mentioned to Coach Daniels, I said, hey, senior Brady Dobbins, he's going to be punting and kicking for him tonight, and he's really the motor on defense. He's going to play a big role. And then, of course, their quarterback, Fletcher Bias. He's our spotlight player of the game, brought to you by Grand Collision Center. And if you remember, there was a district opener. Versailles, the last time they won a district playoff game was against Cole Camp. I believe it was last year. It may have been 2 years ago. But it was Fletcher Bias who got a late touchdown to force overtime with a 2-point conversion, and then threw the game-winning touchdown in overtime. And so the huge moment for the Versailles Tigers. They only won 3 games that season. To win a district game was huge for them. And then, of course, remember week 2 against Eldon. He had a rushing touchdown and 2 huge runs. And then, of course, the touchdown pass to Murdoch. So Fletcher Bias, if Versailles is going to keep this close, and if they're going to put up any kind of offense tonight, it's going to go through Fletcher Bias, in my opinion.
Yeah, you have to. And you've got to have some balance. You've got to have some kids maybe that you're not as familiar with to really step up and maybe give you some kind of boost here tonight. Versailles got off to a bit of a slow start. They lost to Knob Noster, a district opponent, by the way, who are 3-1. They lost 40-0. That Eldon game, Eldon also 3-1. They lost their first game of the year last week to Osage. 13-12 was that final score. And then Versailles got their win against Butler. They're 2-2. That was 22-14. And then the coaching staff, I had talked to him about the Eldo game last week, and that was a game they thought they had a chance in. But they turned the ball over a ridiculous number of times. Not only turning the ball over, William, but turning it over deep in their own territory. And that's what just really didn't give them much of a chance at all to get that, to stay competitive in that game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So as we get ready to wrap up tonight's Central Ozarks Medical Center pregame show, there's no doubt about it. Versailles is going to have some kids step up, an opportunity to get some playing time they wouldn't normally. And when you look at their roster, it could be Ty Morrison on defense. He also gets funny for number 55, also one of their leading rushers. You also look at Joey Bertelli, the junior, number 4. He flashed some nice plays defensively. Albrecht, the junior, Braden Albrecht at receiver. But you're going to have guys step up for the Tigers. And we already know for the Warsaw Wildcats, this offense is potent. It runs through quarterback Garrett Ferguson, and it runs out of the two-headed monster in the backfield. So as we conclude tonight's COMC pregame show on Lake TV, it's live high school football on Lake TV presented by Polylift Boat Lifts from Versailles. It's homecoming night for the Versailles Tigers, playing host to the Warsaw Wildcats.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
During this chapter of life, we are really taking the time to enjoy the little things.
So it was important to have our final wishes pre-planned so our family wouldn't be burdened later on.
Hedges Scott Millard made it simple, but thorough. They provided us with different options right here in the comfort of our home.
We are so glad that we planned ahead. Now a whole lot more of this, a little of this, all with the peace of mind we wanted.
At Hedges Scott Millard, We believe that every day is a gift, and so is every life. Take time to enjoy it.
It's time for a new home, and your solution is Ozark Homes under the water tower in Lori. Your home is and should be your safe place. At Ozark Homes, we take your dream and make it a reality while staying within your budget. With real estate and construction prices at an all-time high, let Ozark Homes stretch your dollar. We have many customizable options, including kitchens, bathrooms, fireplaces. We even offer a second-level option. Quotes are always free, so give us a call or stop by today. Ozark Homes, making homeowners' dreams a reality for over 30 years.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdyke Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
High school football on Lake TV is presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, the Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Surdyke Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
We welcome you back to Lake TV's live high school football, presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Here in Versailles, our captains are set to meet for our coin toss, so we'll direct our attention to the field and let tonight's officiating crew take over.
High school football season, just real quick here. We're just staying in the game. You guys know what's expected of you. You know, you guys are well coached. Don't expect any problems. Just the hits away from the ball, guys. If you're not a factor in the play, you're 20 yards behind it. Don't go up and hit somebody just because you can. It's not necessary. We'll flag that. On pass plays, when the quarterback throws the ball, you'll hear me say the ball is away. If he gets hit after that, chances are we're gonna have a flag. All right, coaches, just keep the sidelines clear and good luck. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Good luck, Coach. All right, Warsaw. I've got a silver dollar here. That's a tail. That's a head. That's a head. That's a tail. What's your call gonna be? Tails. He said. Tails. If I drop it, we'll flip it again. It is a heads. You have won the toss.
I like to defer.
You like to defer. Everybody stay right where you're at here. Versailles won and deferred. You want to receive? Yes, sir. You want to kick from the clock?
Versailles has won the coin toss, elected to defer to the second half.
So as we get set for high school football, the Tigers have won the coin toss, and they're going to defer to the second half. So the Warsaw Wildcats get the football first, and we'll get a look at Garrett Ferguson in this high-powered Wildcat attack. Mike?
Do you miss me already?
I do. I feel like there is so much space between us.
We're actually in separate rooms here. It's just a visibility situation. I'll be getting updates tonight from the Eldon Mustang game. They're hosting Hallsville. They'll try to bounce back from that pasting they took from School of the Osage last Friday night. They'll wrap up their schedule at Southern Boone with Blair Oaks, at Cali, and at Booneville. They're number 6 in their district right now. Man, that's a tough way to go. School of the Osage Indians, they're looking to move up again. They're playing at California. The Pintos are 1-3. They'll wrap up their season at Hallsville with Booneville. Booneville, by the way, knocked off Southern Boone County last week, so that kind of upset the apple cart a little bit in that district. And then Southern Boone, and then St. Francis Borgia, who are undefeated. That's who Osage will wrap up their regular season with. And then Osage is actually, if they were playing their opening round of district, would be at Hannibal. Hannibal is going to be tough to catch. They've got what looks to be a fairly easy schedule the rest of the way, while Osage has got some tough district games, or conference games, I should say.
So we are set for tonight's live game of the week. Drake Schmidt set to kick, and it's going to be a short, maybe onside, fielded right there at the 47-yard line by Warsaw. That is number 12, Charles Young, the senior, and that's where the Wildcats start. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an onside kick attempt or if he just hit it fat and it just kind of popped up short there, but whatever the situation is, it gave great field position to Warsaw.
So we get a look at the senior. Impressive numbers, Mike, across the board this season. Garrett Ferguson, we spotlighted him in the pregame, and you get used to seeing both DePriest and Harvath in the backfield, split one to both sides of Ferguson. Takes the snap on 1st down. It's going to be Harvath, gets the first carry and has a nice gain of about 5 into Tiger territory.
Yeah, he got into the second level. Pretty good defense there by, was that 32? I think it was. Yeah, it had to have been, wasn't it? Wyatt Burks with the tackle. Yeah, nice play.
It was actually DePriest with the stop. Chase DePriest on 1st down. And as you said, Mike, Burks with the stop for the Tigers, bringing up 2nd down and 5.
Odd-looking sky, William. Isn't that a little scary?
Just beautiful. We call that cotton candy sky. And here at the Audrey J. Walton Sports Complex doesn't get a whole lot better looking than this for Friday Night Lights. Hand off to Priest. Sorry, this time it is Harvath. The stop by Shane Bright, short of 1st down yardage. And Shane Bright, the senior, they're going to need him to be in on a ton of stops, Mike, for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice little subtle move there by Harvath. Just a little sidestep move as he took it up off between guard and tackle on the right side for Warsaw, and 3rd and short.
So a 3rd down and 1 now. Always hard to stop 3rd and 1, but this Warsaw team, they are a tall task for the Tiger defense.
And looking offensive set, isn't it, Wayne?
Yeah, we're going to get a Bruce and Kelly penalty flag, dead ball encroachment, and that's going to be a Beck Wellness Center 1st down. Can't give him any help, Mike. The hard count gets the Tigers to jump, and fresh set of downs here.
Yeah, double wing set there. Versailles was so stout in the game that we had them at Eldon. Eldon with their team speed, and they were able to neutralize them pretty well. Let's see what they can do with Warsaw.
Have it at the 37-yard line. For Versailles, 4 down linemen.
Well, that's just wide open. That was just wide open.
Quick hitter into the flat. Quick completion. Versailles closes quickly. Poyser with the stop, the senior, or sorry, the catch. And Ronnie's got about 6 or 7, Mike. But yeah, nothing there. A lot of separation in the quick hitter. Versailles did a nice job of limiting that to a 6-yard gain.
I started to say something there. They had 2 receivers split out wide right with a man in the slot and only 1 man out there covering. Man, all he had to do was step back and throw it out there. That's a gimme.
So on 2nd down and 4. Looks like maybe an early start. Ferguson now. He's going to keep it. Good recognition by Brady Dobbins.
Hey, settle down, guys.
And he's going to limit Ferguson to a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Merle was not very happy there. He got spun to the ground as the play was progressing away from them. But a good hold by Versailles, 3rd and short.
So on 3rd down and 2, the last time the Tigers had put Warsaw into a short yardage situation on 3rd down, they jumped off. Here's 3rd down and 2 with 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter of play.
This looks like a wishbone here, but the quarterback obviously is not the fullback.
Ferguson, the handoff to DePriest. DePriest, spin move, has a Beck Wellness Center 1st down to about the 19-yard line on a solid gain.
Yeah, Fletcher Bice did a great job there for the Versailles defense, but problem was DePriest was able just to cut it back inside. That was a great job by Bias to set the edge there and force DePriest back in the middle, but just wasn't anybody there to make the play.
Gain of 10, first and 10 Warsaw.
So on first down and 10 from inside the Price and Randall. Injury attorney's red zone. Ferguson takes the snap. Hand off, and this is DePriest. Good gain inside the 10 to the house for a touchdown. 19 yards out, and that is Jace DePriest, the senior, his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. An excellent blocking scheme. He went untouched, Mike.
Yeah, I got to watch this replay from lean back here, but what a great block on the corner. And actually, a couple of Versailles defenders kind of ran into each other, like right there, and that made it very easy for DePriest to go ahead and square up once he turned the corner and ran it on in. And here's the extra point attempt by James.
Logan James, the senior. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So Warsaw, 3 minutes and 46 seconds into tonight's game, they score and lead Versailles by a score of 7-0.
Polylift boat lifts, preferred by boaters everywhere. Award-winning construction and unmatched service makes Polylift the go-to boat lift for Lake of the Ozarks. Generations of this boat lift family building the best boat lifts possible. And the next generation is poised and ready to take Polylift into the future. The most trusted solution for protecting your watercraft is Polylift. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
Back here on Lake TV, and it was a Jace DePriest 19-yard touchdown run that put Warsaw up first, and now set to kick off. Once again, the senior for Warsaw here, and short field and short work here on that first drive for the Wildcats.
He hangs one up pretty high. That's going to be returnable, though.
Albrecht, fortunately, bounces right back up to him, and pretty solid return up to about the 33, 34-yard line, and that's where we'll get our first look at the Tiger offense. And the quarterback, Fletcher Bias, was our spotlight player of the game tonight. And Lake TV is kind of his good luck chart. He seems to have big games every time we have a Versailles Tigers game, Mike.
I think there should have been a penalty there. I think Albrecht should have been called for double dribble.
You know, his brother, Tristan Albrecht, such a great
shoot.
basketball player, played in a charity basketball tournament for the Lake TV team a couple months ago, and he's even better than advertised, Mike.
He can shoot it.
So on first down, Bias. Read option, going to keep it. Closing quickly is Warsaw, and they swing him down in the backfield. First guy there for Warsaw making the stop, Jace Hubert, the junior. Not a whole lot doing, actually goes for a loss on first down.
Yeah, just penetration on that side of the field. I formation, you don't see that a lot anymore. And they keyed the fullback, and he never really got a chance to get his shoulders squared up and get upfield. But that's the key. We mentioned it in the pregame show. Winning on first down, if you're a running style team like Warsaw is, and Versailles wants to be, you've got to get positive yardage on first down.
So for the Tigers, Wyatt Burks, the starting backfield. In the backfield, the front man, the carry actually goes to Zeke Miller, the junior, who gets about a yard and going to bring up third down and long. Miller was questionable, as you alluded to in the pregame, Mike. Good thing for the Tigers, he was able to go tonight.
Yeah, kid, you spotlighted. Merle really blew that play up. He was able just to step around the center and the guard and was just waiting in the hole. Good job by Miller to get something positive out of that. 3rd and 10 now for the Tigers.
Yeah, Merle, he is a specimen at that linebacker position. Mike, 3rd down and long now. Bias steps up, throws into the flat, has his man, a good throw, and Albrecht, he was going to be stopped short but never did secure it. Poyser in there for Warsaw, in on the coverage, going to bring up 4th down, but a really good ball right there.
Yeah, it was.
Bias.
I don't think he makes the first down even with the catch. Good job by Poyser there to kind of chop him across the arm. I see the young ladies in the formal dress, and that reminds me this is homecoming night at Versailles.
Yeah, and tonight I will get the same amount of votes for Homecoming King as I did when I was in high school, Mike.
I'll tell you a story here in just a minute about homecoming in Versailles.
All right, so Bias out of the shotgun. No, it's Brady Dobbins. Dobbins going to take it in a really good punt by the senior, and that takes a Versailles bounce out at the 14-yard line. So a really nice punt, Mike. We're going to give him 51 yards officially, and flips field position for Versailles, and Warsaw takes back over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, it was one of those end over end with some power behind it. Got the roll.
So 51-yard punt for Brady Dobbins. How you doing?
Huh? Well, I never could punt, William, so I don't have much to add to that, but it worked out well for him. And not only did he get the end-over-end roll to get it down the field, he had the man pinned to the sideline. There was no way he wanted to try to return that.
So now we get a second look at Garrett Ferguson and Warsaw's offense, this time out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Nope, ball's on the ground. Ferguson in trouble. He's able to fall on it, but in there making the stop, number 33 for Versailles, Rowan Allen.
Yeah, Rowan Allen, he was there anyway. But I think what happened was the quarterback just looked up a little bit too soon. He was going to try to get it out to that little flip pass out on the sideline, and just a great play by Allen to get there and make sure it was a big loss.
Yeah, it goes for a 8-yard loss. 2nd down and 18 now from inside their 5-yard line. Rolling is Ferguson.
Look out.
Closes quickly. Pretty solid run now. Looks like there was a lot more room than closed, but ends up going for about a 10-yard gain on 2nd down and 18. Going to bring up 3rd down and 8. And Ferguson shows you that next level of speed, Mike.
Yeah, and good ball handling, too, to really kind of freeze the inside linebackers. Again, a good play by Fletcher Bias to turn him back into the middle, but the blocking was very good inside. And he was, that is, Ferguson was able to pick up 10 and make it, well, give him a good chance here on 3rd down and long.
Yeah, they're going to call it 3rd down and 8, Mike. 5-minute mark of the first quarter for Versailles. This would be big if they could force a punt for Warsaw. They love to stretch out this early lead and keep this drive going. It's going to be a run to the outside. Merle gets the carry. He's got good yardage across the 25, close to the 30 for a Beck Wellness Center 1st down. And there's Merle, this time defensively or offensively, Mike, the senior Drake Merle.
Yeah, and he got a great block from Poyser out there. Just sealed the cornerback and who actually pinned the Versailles defender on the sideline. Made it pretty easy for him to cut back up the field. And they were able to get off the hook on a 2nd and 18 and convert and get the 1st down.
Yeah, all the way up to the 30. And they have so many weapons. Just when you've got them in a 3rd and long, you have Ferguson, DePriest. You got them zeroed in on, well, guess what? Their defensive stud now runs it to the outside. So 1st down and 10 now. 1st down carry, good step back and really solid run. This is Harvath this time with the 5 or 6 yard gainer up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Dobbins, what a great play to jump in there, and just even a better play by the running back to be able to get away from Dobbins, who got great penetration off the bat. Still picked up 7 yards. That's an impressive play.
For Versailles, Mike, I've been impressed with their D-line. They've gotten some good penetration. They've gotten into the backfield early in the play, which I maybe wasn't expecting, but Warsaw proven tough to tackle so far.
Eggleston just checked in for Versailles.
The design quarterback run. Ferguson steps back, makes a couple of guys miss, and Albrecht trips him up, but not before he has another Beck Wellness Center 1st down up to the 45-yard line.
He's elusive. Shane Bright had him for no gain there, but boy, just a great run by the senior quarterback, Garrett Ferguson.
Yeah, and that didn't look like there was any room going there for Warsaw, Mike, but he made the first Tiger miss, and then from there a cutback and 1st down run later. Warsaw has it at the 45.
Excuse me, William. You look at the offensive line. We don't have the weights for them, but they're not big, but they are mobile. They can move around and get get leverage for blocks.
Yeah, and they're long, they're laterally quick, and that also important. And here's a quick hitter into the flat. Nice step back move, and look out. First downer to Poyser, the senior, a Beck Wellness Center first down, a 13-yard connection. It was just a quick hitter, Mike. His little stutter step made the covering corner miss, and then he was off to the races. Really good speed and good first move.
You know that Warsaw is a running team, that is their bread and butter. They're going to run the ball. So Versailles is putting 7, sometimes 8 in the box. That's going to leave a corner out there by himself. Now, they've had him playing soft coverage. They got him in press now so that they can't just throw that little quick out, and he doesn't have time to close.
So on first down and 10.
Huge hole.
Nice tackle from around the feet. Nice gainer in on the stop, Zeke Miller. Solid run by Harvath. Gain of about 7, as you said. Huge hole. Looked like it was going to be even bigger than 7 yards. Brings up second down and 3.
Trent Downing, what a great block there, kind of pulling from the offside, led up into the hole and was able to get the block and made that a pretty easy gain for Harvath.
Used to seeing these 5, 6, 7 yard gainers for Warsaw here on first down. They're accustomed to seeing that so far this season, Mike. They big chunk play offense, and they absolutely keep moving that football as second down and 3. A little option here. Ferguson going to keep it, and he's going to have first down yardage to the 26-yard line. Another Beck Wellness Center first down. Warsaw continues to move the football.
Yeah, that's just impressive. Again, Bias is doing a great job on that corner and turning him back in. Took away the pitch as well, the pitch opportunity, if they'd wanted to do that. But Ferguson just saw the lane, cut it back up inside, and gets the first down rather easy with a 9-yard pickup.
I'm going to say it, man. Fletcher Bias doesn't get enough credit. You know, of course, plays with Versailles. Their numbers are down. Reese Murdoch gets a lot of the attention. But on both sides of the football, Mike, he is really sound. And he's not a kid that gets a lot of attention. But I am so impressed with Fletcher Bias every time we call a game of his.
He's looked good so far. Just great blocking on the inside between the tackles.
First down and 10 from the 26. Here's Ferguson. Lowers his head, and Bias takes him down, but not before he has about 5 or 6 up to the 21-yard line. Inside, 1 minute to go here in our opening quarter.
You know, Versailles is playing good assignment football, and I notice now that they're playing Bias on the strong side of the field. In other words, the wide side of the field, so he is moving from one side to the other. They're playing good assignment football, but Warsaw is just really skilled, and their line is impressive. Again, not big, but very mobile, and they get to the point of attack.
So from the 21-yard line now, 2nd and 5, probably the final play of the first quarter, barring an incomplete pass. Ferguson will call his own number. Has some green grass inside the 5 where he goes down, setting up the Warsaw Wildcats first down and goal from the 4-yard line with another Beck Wellness Center first down. As that will conclude the first quarter of play. It's Warsaw out in front over Versailles 7-0, knocking on the door on Lake TV's Game of the Week, presented by Poly Lift Boat Lifts.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Thinking about tackling your next project? The work won't do itself, you need a +1. A machine to work like a pro with effortless precision every time. Get the #1 selling Kubota compact tractor from Crown Power and Equipment, your local Kubota dealer. The Kubota L-Series doesn't let anything stand in its way. Use this machine to push, pull, lift, and mow. Just don't forget to pull the trailer home. Visit our website to see our Kubota custom packages to get moving today. Passion, power, performance. crown-power.com.
Back here on Lake TV for our Game of the Week. It's the Warsaw Wildcats and the Versailles Tigers on homecoming night in Warsaw. Out in front 7-0, knocking on the door. And I'm William Holtz with the honor and pleasure of being joined by the Hall of Famer, my good buddy Mike Bissell. And Mike, always good to be back in Versailles, buddy.
Yeah, it is. Well, we're both alma mater, our alma mater. So, yeah, that's very kind of you to say that. And a beautiful night, as it turned out, that the storm, the hurricane, the remnants of it, it was just poised just east of us all day long, but never did drift over this way. So it looks like we're going to have a dry evening, nice cool evening for the first time this season for us.
All right, so as our second quarter begins, it's 1st and goal Warsaw at the 4-yard line as the Wildcats inside the Price and Randall Injury Attorneys red zone. Another reminder to drive safe, boat safe, my friends. Garrett Ferguson inside a handoff. Nothing doing. Versailles shuts that down as DePriest looks, or Harvath rather, tries to get in. Nothing doing. Good job by Versailles up front.
Yeah, I like Rowan Allen again on that play. He was able to kind of push the running back or the guard back into the play. Man, what a dominant first quarter, even though it's only 7-0. Versailles 0 net yards from scrimmage, and Warsaw has put up some big numbers.
Second down and goal now from the 5. Ferguson takes the snap. He's going to call his own number. Into the end zone for the score. Garrett Ferguson puts Warsaw 13-0. That's his 7th rushing touchdown of the season, Mike. And Warsaw leads 13-0 with 11:10 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, Versailles will run blitz there and actually just kind of ran themselves out of the play a little bit. But they just have so many weapons. You just can't cover everybody. You know, they've kind of mixed the pass in a little bit as well here tonight. And it's just been an impressive start by this Warsaw team. They're undefeated for a reason.
The extra point is up and good. So Warsaw leads the Tigers by a score of 14-0 on Lake TV's Game of the Week.
Competing on the field requires hard work.
It also requires effort and making good choices, which carries over off the field.
Like good choices behind the wheel of your car. Did you know that a driver is 20 times more likely to be in a serious accident if texting and driving?
Last year alone, 104 people were killed in Missouri from distracted driving.
So keep leading the statistics. Don't become one.
Buckle up, phones down. This Drive Safe, Boat Safe reminder brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys.
It's new, it's here, and it's now. It's the Lake Expo app. You asked for it. Now Lake Expo is bringing it. Featuring more news, more real estate, with more boating and boats for sale, and more of what's happening at the lake. The Lake Expo app is feeding your need to know. Stay connected to the lake from anywhere. The lake is always just one click away. Download the Lake Expo app today, available on the App Store and Google Play.
And back here on Lake TV, let's get a look at one of our homecoming candidates for tonight's homecoming coronation ceremony coming up during our halftime show as the ensuing kickoff following the second Wildcat touchdown goes into the end zone for a touchback, and Versailles gets it back 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Always try to mention the assistant coaches who put a lot of hours in under head coach Ryan Boyer over at Warsaw. It's Danny Morrison, Jack Dooley, Nathan Parker, Justin Wisdom, and Darren Dallenbaugh for the Versailles Tigers. All Versailles coaches. Dusty Daniels, of course, the head coach. Kyle Meyer, Cooper Wilson, Kobe Williams, and Jason Vansel.
So 1st and 10 now at the 20 as we love the fact that the Versailles coaches all played here and coming back. And here's the pitch outside. Great closing speed defensively on the edge for Warsaw.
Merle.
Sean Reinerston in there to make the tackle, and also enforcing the pitch, Drake Merle, the senior. But look at this perimeter speed for Warsaw, Mike, is unbelievable. Really a savvy play by Fletcher Bias to extend that. It was a good pitch and what could have been a dangerous situation, but Warsaw had every option closed.
Yeah, with their team speed, a slow developing play like that, that's going to be difficult to get anything positive out of it. I mean, you have to fake to the fullback to try to freeze the linebackers and then get your momentum started again, then get the pitch, and then the inside-out pursuit just got there.
So 2nd down and 10 now. Bias takes the snap. trying to find a hole is the Tiger tailback. That closes real quickly. Nothing doing, going to bring up third down on the carry. Zeke Miller, just no room, and actually I believe that was Wyatt Burks, just nothing doing.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's, again, a deep handoff, and you're trying to give the running back an opportunity to survey and see if there's any gaps on the line that he can exploit. But, boy, they're so quick. This Warsaw squad, again, I've mentioned this earlier, they're 4-0 for a reason.
So on 3rd and 11, the Tigers going to have to try to find a way to move the football. We've yet to see him have any success throwing or running, but you do think you're going to have to see Bias air it out at some point if the line can give him some space. He's going to look out from the backside. He doesn't feel him coming. He throws a nice throw. Solid effort, and I believe that's a Beck Wellness Center first down. It is. Zeke Miller, great effort. And Fletcher Bias, I think he's going to get a roughing the passer tacked on top of that.
Did you see the catch? Who did you have on the catch?
I believe it was Zeke Miller, number 27.
Okay, I thought I was seeing 21, but 27 would make more sense. That's going to be, what, a 12-yard pickup, or are they bringing it back?
Oh, they're going to get the Tigers for a hold. But I got to tell you, what an effort from Fletcher Bias. I know I'm giving him some love, but rightfully so. Under pressure, delivers a strike on the run to Zeke Miller, who's able to extend it for a first down. But it's going to be all for none because they get a hold. So tough break for the Tigers, but again, you got to love the effort.
Yeah, just a free run on the weak side pressure, and he was completely aware that pressure was coming to put the throw on Miller's hands like that, and a great job by Miller to get squared up and get what could have been the first down yardage, but the penalty negates all of that.
So now 3rd and long, a real tough situation, and just when the Tigers converted, a 3rd and 11, a tough situation. Now 3rd down and 16. Going to take a shot here. Bias airs it out. Great effort. He was looking for Albrecht. Good coverage by Poyser. Falls incomplete, but you love the shot by the Tigers. All you really could do. And see, Bias's pretty good arm gave his receiver a shot, and receiver stopped, came back to it. Just great effort by Poyser defensively.
Yeah, and throwing into the wind like that, he put some arc on it. He got single coverage over there, and I like it because Albrecht's a pretty tall kid, and give him a chance to jump up there and make a play on it. But well, when you're forced to pass like that, it's a difficult situation to try to convert.
So 4th down and long now. Dobbins. First time he had a 51-yard punt. This is another good one. Muffed and able to be fielded back to the 42-yard line as Hubert, the junior, falls on it. But another nice punt from Brady Dobbins. We talked about him in the pregame. Got to pick what you can to go positive for the Tigers, and that's certainly a bright spot so far.
You can see that one coming. It was a Phil Necro coming down there, and the wind just kept moving it around a little bit. But you can see that coming. There's probably a situation where if a kid just runs away from the ball instead of trying to make the catch, the coach isn't going to blame him a bit because that had Muff written all over it.
Yeah, heads up play by Hubert when it got past him. Hey, just go corral it, and he did just that. So Warsaw back to work offensively. Garrett Ferguson and the offense have it at the 42-yard line. Ferguson, little play action, has a man wide open. He's going to take a shot, has his man and overshoots Poyser, but they had their shot, just couldn't connect. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now as Coach Dusty Daniels out there coaching his secondary. He didn't like something he saw, and that was a wide open Wildcat streaking open downfield.
Yeah, but when they're running the ball as effectively as they are, you have to really go for that. And that was great ball handling by Ferguson. He just faked the handoff and then just kind of relaxed and then squared the shoulders. Probably should have put a little more air into that ball and let Poyser just go down there and make the catch, but threw it more on a line and just a bit over his head. Had the wind at his back may have affected it as well.
And you also noticed Warsaw, so veteran savvy. You take that shot on 1st down, nothing hurts. 2nd down and 10 if you don't convert it. Low snap. Ferguson fields it. He's going to run for it. Here's Garrett Ferguson now. Really nice play out there on the edge, making the stop.
Vertelli.
Yeah, and he came off a good block and just put his shoulder pad into the thigh of Ferguson to up in him. Otherwise, Garrett Ferguson may still be running, Mike.
No, he'd be in the end zone by now. I think 3rd and 3. And a good play by Rowan Allen also. He's an impressive kid. He got out there in the corner and really kind of set Bertelli up for that tackle.
So brings up 3rd down and 4 as Bertelli, as we said, makes a big play for the Tigers. And on 3rd and 4, Warsaw has it out of the gun. Ferguson, straight handoff. It's Harvath, and he's got a Beck Wellness Center first down to the 44-yard line into Tiger territory, Mike. And so many weapons for Warsaw. You look at this Warsaw team and start looking at, for them next week, they're at home versus El Dorado Springs at 3-1. You think they should feel pretty good going into that one. In week 7 at Butler, who Versailles already beat this year. So for Warsaw, they got to feel really good right now at this stretch of their schedule, sitting 4-0, Mike, up 14-0 halfway through the second quarter here in Versailles.
It's a good-looking squad, no doubt about it. Press coverage on the near side. You got to watch out and see if you have some help over the top.
Albrecht. Oh, and they're going to take a shot. He was pressing. You called it. They're going to take a shot. Looking deep, and Albrecht comes back and makes the play. It was a big opportunity. James, man, he had a step, about 5 or 6 of them. By the time his quarterback, Ferguson, saw him and got it there, it gave Albrecht time to come back and get a hand on it, breaking it up, bringing up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good recognition. I don't think that was the way the play was designed. I think they were going with the bubble screen, and the receiver, Poyser, was, I'm not sure if it was Poyser actually, but I'm not sure if he was supposed to be blocking, but he pump faked off of that and then saw the receiver release and get behind his defender, and what good recovery by Albrecht.
So 2nd down and 10 now, ball still at the 45-yard line of the Tigers.
Well, it's man-to-man, isn't it?
Yep. Ferguson going to call his own number. The Tigers close quickly, and nice job of recognizing and limiting that gain for about 3 to Ferguson. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7 now for Warsaw.
Man, good job by Dobbins. He got a trap lock on him by Kendall Bagley, a senior, and was able to bounce off of that and force the play more outside. It was designed to go off the A gap on the left side, and Versailles with a chance to get off the field here defensively.
Yeah, we've seen him put Warsaw back at 3rd and long once or twice already. I'm impressed with what I've seen on the front for Versailles. Outmanned, outsized. They've played tough here through a quarter and a half. Let's see if they can get a stop. 3rd down and 7. Low snap. Ferguson makes a play on it. Trying to get outside. He's going to throw. Has his man coming back for it. That's DePriest, and DePriest comes back and makes the catch before being wrestled down by Bias at the 17-yard line. That's a big gainer for a Beck Wellness Center first down.
26 yards on the pickup. Boy, that just made by Ferguson. Versailles was blitzing. He rolled out away from it, and his receiver just went down and posted up. And a 27-yard pickup and a first down on the conversion.
And that's as picture perfect fundamentals as you'll see, Mike. Did you see the way that Ferguson squared his body around and re-tapped the football before he threw a strike to his receiver coming back? And, you know, really nice job by Harvath to show him his numbers and keep fighting for extra yardage as well.
And Bias there to save the touchdown.
So 1st down and 10 from the 12. Down to about the 5 for Harvath, and he's going to have 7 yards on 1st down. Nice blocking up front. Nice job by the right tackle, pushing the edge and opening up that hole. Now for Warsaw, Mike, you wonder if they do get a team that's able to shut down their running attack. You almost feel like their passing attack is going to be just as dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-balanced team. That was a great block by Minks, who went out and kicked out the outside backer. Here's an oddity. Harvath 4 carries in a row of 7 yards. I don't know what that means.
So on 2nd and 3, Ferguson inside the 5. Wow. Hits a wall. He does have first down yardage. It'll be 1st and goal right there. And for the Tigers, they get the stop. But for Warsaw, their 3rd trip into the Price and Randall Injury Attorneys red zone tonight. They've got it now 1st and goal from inside the 1-yard line, Mike.
Yeah, boy, a big hit by Rowan Allen again, closing quickly there and saved the touchdown for the moment. I'm kind of proud of the way Versailles has played defense here. I know that sounds silly when the score is probably about to be 21-0, but they've really stayed disciplined and for the most part have stopped the big plays.
Yeah, you're right. When you understand the full situation, you got to be impressed. Here's the run and the score to Priest. His 2nd of the night, his 5th of the season, and Warsaw up 20-0. Good run and good push for Warsaw. And looks like we have a injured Warsaw Wildcat. Uriah Phillips slow to get up for the Wildcats. So
watch these cut blocks here. They didn't try to muscle anybody. They just cut the legs of the defenders across them. That is the offensive line, and very effective. He doesn't need a lot of room to get into the end zone. As you mentioned, his 2nd rushing touchdown tonight.
And so as they help the injured Wildcat, and it was actually DePriest who rolled up on his offensive lineman, Phillips. He was coming with a full head of steam, and you see that happen at all levels of football. I'm surprised you don't see more leg injuries, because sometimes these big linemen, they're way more nimble and quick than you realize. They get taken out in what would absolutely rupture my ACL, MCL, ACL, all of it, and they get right back up and keep playing. Sometimes it blows my mind how agile these bigger guys can be.
Yeah, you don't want to be loitering around the pile because somebody will roll up on you. You know, if you got your back to the pile and somebody rolls over the back of your ankle, then that just stresses every part of your lower body.
It looks like, is that Phillips coming back out there? No, number 54 will spell Phillips. So in to attempt the extra point, it's James, and at the senior, pretty good leg we've seen so far tonight.
Phage in the hold.
And the extra point is up, and it is true. So Warsaw has their lead. They're up 21-0 over the Tigers here in the first half. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back on Lake TV with the rest of this Game of the Week.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Take Lake TV with you wherever you go. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.
Back here on Lake TV's Game of the Week, Warsaw in front 21-0. It's been Jace DePriest with 2 touchdown runs. Garrett Ferguson, the quarterback, also split those, the 2nd touchdown of the night. And Warsaw set to kick now with 4:09 left in the 2nd quarter. And Bias watched that go over his head into the end zone for a touchback. And so the Tigers back to work on offense.
On their own 20-yard line, and William, I hate to say this, but 6 plays from scrimmage for Versailles, 0 net yards.
Yeah, defensively is where I've been impressed. And we've seen, a couple of plays, especially the 3rd and 11 that was called back from the penalty. But, yeah, it's been tough for the Tiger offense to get a whole lot going, Mike. And defensively, even though they've limited Warsaw, Warsaw's had the football almost the entire game through a quarter and a half.
And you might be seeing a lot of the effect of not having Reese Murdoch out there. I mean, you've got to press him, and you've got to have a safety over the top, and that takes somebody out of the box.
First down run, couple of yards, and I believe Miller with the carry for the Tigers. We'll give him 1.
I'm seeing 65, who I don't have on my roster. I'm sorry, I'm going to double check something here. I thought he got a good block out there. And that's the first really kind of positive play on first down that Versailles has had.
So it could have been a very rainy homecoming evening here in Versailles. Has been dry, a little bit cooler, but I'll take that over wet and cold, Mike.
I'll take this over the heat we've had the first 3 weeks. I know that. We've had some warm ones.
So on 2nd down and 9. Bias.
You know, just the defensive line for Warsaw is tough. Trent Downing really took 2 blockers and stood them up straight, and there just wasn't anywhere to go.
Kendall Bagley, the senior, also in on the stop is Zeke Miller, the junior for the Tigers. No room to work with, going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
Let's see what I'm talking about with the Murdoch effect, though. You're going to, if he's on the field, you're going to take one guy, at least one guy out of the box. So it's going to make it a little bit easier to get some blocking and maybe some lanes for the running backs to be able to get some work in. But right now, that is Warsaw. They're just stacking it up inside there. This is a talented team. Luke Henderson with single coverage here on the outside.
3rd down and long. Bias under pressure. Look out. Eludes a couple of would-be sackers. Look at him go. Gets rid of it, but a really nice effort. Bias didn't really have a shot there. The pocket was collapsing quickly as Warsaw all over him, bringing the blitz, and that's going to fall incomplete in a punt situation for the Tigers.
How'd they not sack him? He was sacked 3 different times in that sequence and was able to get out of it and then square up and put something on the throw. That's an impressive play by Fletcher Bias. I mean, it's in the end, it's an incomplete pass, but it could have been an 8-yard loss on a sack as well.
So with 2:12 left, Warsaw looks to get it back, and they'll look to add to this lead before halftime. Versailles does get the football to start the second half, and for those of you wondering, yes, we will have the homecoming coronation ceremony as part of our Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Home's halftime show, and Dobbins does a great job making sure that isn't blocked and takes a Tiger bounce all the way down to the 40-yard line. So a 41-yard punt this time for Brady Dobbins, and that's where Warsaw has it, 1st down and 10 with 2:03 left in the first half. Now, Mike, you said you had a homecoming story. I'm interested, what exactly is your homecoming story?
I was the guy who was the MC on the court in basketball in particular.
Naturally.
And, well, not naturally. Nobody knew what I was going to be doing back then. I didn't know what I was doing back then.
For me, looking back, naturally.
But they had me out there, and they had the lights off, and they had a spotlight, and I was supposed to memorize where all the queens and the kings and the princesses and all that were, what their activities were. That wasn't going to happen, so I was just kind of making up stuff as I went along. But that was a special night. It was a lot of fun.
That's not a surprise that you would have been announcing. Of course, you said they didn't know back then, but you bring it up. That's what I would have guessed. Good athletic play on 1st down as Ferguson hits Poyser, who has good yardage. Another Beck Wellness Center 1st down into Tiger territory on a 14 or 15-yard pickup.
Yeah, you know, they have had some trouble with the center snaps. If you're looking for one little tiny chink in the armor, that's been it for Warsaw. That was a high center snap, and a great job by Ferguson to pull that down and not get flustered and keep that play alive and find his receiver downfield for a 1st down. It'll be interesting, William, to see how this team progresses through the rest of the season. They're going to have a showdown with Lamar somewhere along the line.
Quick hitter. We do have a penalty flag, but a really nice effort by DePriest on the catch and run all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Again, we do have a Bruce and Kelly penalty flag. Looks like it's going to bring this one back, as all indications point it's against Warsaw.
Yeah, 33-yard pickup. They're just, again, pick your poison. You go single coverage with the receivers, and people are going to get open when the quarterback has time to throw. It's a chop block. So one of the offensive linemen had someone engaged up high, and then if you hit him below the waist, that's going to be a penalty every time, and it's a big one too.
Score update with the Lakers. Camdenton at 2-2. They're at 0-4 Battle. Just the second time the Spartans from Battle Columbia have squared off, Mike, and that game in the second quarter is scoreless, 0-0.
I've got one for you. School the Osage leading at the end of one quarter, 7-0 over Hallsville. Now Hallsville has answered, and they lead 8-7.
So our around the area score updates, thanks to all of our Freds, including the guys over at the Bidbo Sports Network. Ferguson, high snap, handles it, steps up, and now in trouble. He's going to be taken down for about 3 or 4 yards up to about the 44-yard line. Great job by the Tigers to stay home, and good coverage downfield when the pocket did start to collapse.
I confused two different scores. Hallsville's leading Eldon 8-7 through one quarter, and Osage is leading California 7-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Very good. Thanks for the clarification. So a minute left here in the first half. Ferguson rolls to his left, takes a shot, has his man. What a throw across his body for the score. 56-yard tutty. Shane Poyser takes it the distance, but that is all. Garrett Ferguson across his body throws a dime. 35 yards downfield. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Patrick would have been, he'd been proud of that one. Rolling to his left, so he had to kind of kickstart his hips and shoulders to get squared up, and he put that right over his shoulder in stride.
I mean, that is not even fair. Garrett Ferguson and Shane Poyser does the rest. 54 yards to pay dirt in Warsaw. With this extra point, now leads the Tigers 28-0. You're watching high school football on Lake TV.
High school football on Lake TV is presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, the Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Serdike Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
Back at Audrey J. Walton Sports Complex in Versailles, and the Tigers trailing this talented Warsaw squad by a score of 28-0 here in the second quarter. We have another score to add on. A little bit of a surprise, maybe not who's leading, but the score. Boonville last week knocked off Southern Boone to take the #1 spot in that district. They're playing Blair Oaks tonight. Blair Oaks 34-0 over Boonville as they look to move to the top of that district. Kickoff is boomed into the end zone, taking advantage of a bit of a trailing wind here, and Versailles looking for anything positive on offense here. They have negative yards on their 3 possessions so far. Just not able to get anything clicking.
And for them defensively, it's been a nice effort. That was the biggest play we've seen from scrimmage tonight for Warsaw, that 54-yard connection, but their offense just cannot move the football against a real tough Warsaw defense. And so for the Tigers, they keep trucking away with just 47 seconds left. Try to move the football a little bit to build a little momentum before our halftime break.
Nice cutback.
A nice cutback and a couple-yard gain. That is Wyatt Burks, the junior, with the run. And I noticed for the Tigers, they like that delay handoff. It's kind of slow developing, but like to see one of those get broken. And also yet to see Fletcher Bias, who we're accustomed to seeing break 1 or 2 for longer distance, get going with the running game. But normally you need some other plays to open those type of plays up, Mike. And really, the story of the first half was just Warsaw. Their size, their discipline, and their athletes. And for Versailles, Mike, looks like they're going to let this clock expire. So we'll head into halftime with your score: Warsaw 28, the Tigers 0. On our Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes halftime show, we'll take a short break and come right back as we'll have the entire homecoming coronation ceremony live right here on Lake TV.
High school football on Lake TV is presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, the Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Serdike Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Serdike Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Polylift boat lifts, preferred by boaters everywhere. Award-winning construction and unmatched service makes Polylift the go-to boat lift for Lake of the Ozarks. Generations of this boat lift family building the best boat lifts possible. And the next generation is poised and ready to take Polylift into the future. The most trusted solution for protecting your watercraft is Polylift. You know what they say.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
Our first princess candidate this evening is freshman Reagan Alden.
I love it.
Reagan is basketball, track, and deca. You challenge her to attend college and obtain your nursing degree. Reagan is escorted this evening by freshman Nathan Benson, son of Jason and Megan Benson. That's it. Reagan Alden.
Can you see it now? A little bit? You see it better? Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. I love it.
Our second princess candidate this evening is sophomore Madison.
Ooh, I like it.
Madison is our
What do you rate it? I'm gonna rate it like a 5.
school and activities and volleyball. Is escorted by sophomore Gavin Hedrick, son of Eric Hedrick and Leanne Lopez. Madison Yoder. Our final princess candidate this evening is junior Andy Bertelli. Andy is a daughter of Tracy and Todd Bertelli. Andy's activities include cheerleading, JAG, FCCLA, Beta, Book Club, Student Council Vice President, Junior Class Representative, and MCAC Cheer Coach. Her future plans are to attend State Tech to pursue a degree in radiology. Andy is escorted this evening by her brother, Joey Bertelli, son of Tracy and Todd Bertelli. Andy Bertelli. Our first senior queen candidate this evening is Jaylee Clark. Jaylee is the daughter of Barry and Valerie Clark and Misty Kendall Conklin. Jaylee's school activities include cheerleading, JAG, Beta Club, Student Council, and MCAC Coach. Her future plans are currently undecided. Jaylee is escorted this evening by senior Shane Bright, son of Jared and Kristen Bright. Jaylee Clark. Our second queen candidate is Kylie Ritchie. Kylie is the daughter of Jim and Chloe Ritchie. Kylie's activities include National Honor Society, Student Council President, Beta, Yearbook, Volleyball, Basketball, Track and Field, MCAC Volleyball Coach. Kylie's future plans are to attend Lindenwood University to pursue a master's degree in athletic training and minor in nutrition and wellness. Continue her volleyball career at the collegiate level. Kylie is escorted this evening by senior Drake Schmidt, son of Tim and Malene Schmidt. Our final queen candidate this this evening is senior Brooklyn Smith. Brooklyn is the daughter of Darren and Aaron Smith. Brooklyn's school activities include volleyball. Brooklyn's future plans are to attend a technical school to pursue a degree for nursing. Brooklyn is escorted by her brother Ian Smith, son of Darren and Aaron Smith. Brooklyn Smith.
Here we go.
Go Kylie, I love you!
Our crown attendants this evening are Danny Wheaton and Kylie Sears. Kylie is the daughter of Kyle Sears and Emily Terry. She's a second grader in Mrs. Loganville's class. Kylie likes to swim and ride the wave runner, get pedicures, and go shopping. When she grows up, Kylie wants to own a jewelry store so she can have all the diamonds. Danny Wheaton is the son of Matt and Whitney Wheaton. He's a kindergartner in Miss Williams' class. Danny enjoys riding his horses, fishing, especially at Bennett Springs, and playing outside with his dogs. When he grows up, Danny wants to be a game warden like his dad.
There you go.
Kylie Sears and Danny Wheaton. Next this evening, we would like to welcome back our 2023 royalty. Our 2023 princess was Sarah Bland. She's a junior and daughter of Kevin and Alicia Bland. Her school activities include cross country, basketball, softball, DECA, Beta, FCCLA, National Honor Society, FCA, Student Council, and class president. Her future plans are undecided. She is escorted this evening by Dalton Reza, son of Brian Reza and Maddie Cummins. Welcome back our 2023 Queen, Macy Edgar, the daughter of Todd and Amy Edgar. She is currently at State Fair Community College and will be transferring to Central Methodist University to obtain her degree in early childhood education. Macy is escorted by fellow 2024 graduate, Michael Vansel. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 homecoming princess is Miss Madison Yoder. Your 2024 homecoming queen is Miss Kylie Ritchie. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention this halftime, and this concludes our 2024 homecoming coronation. Pictures will now be taken in the gym.
Start moving. It's okay. Start moving this way.
High school football on Lake TV is presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, The Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Serdike Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. The pure joy of a kid getting ready to go on the lake. Get lake ready and leave the heavy lifting to the compact frame of Kubota's powerful utility vehicle. Accelerate with Kubota's Sidekick to blur the line between work and fun. Available in orange, black, and camo. Visit your local Kubota Crown Power and Equipment dealership today. Passion, power, performance. crown-power.com.
During this chapter of life, we are really taking the time to enjoy the little things.
So it was important to have our final wishes pre-planned so our family wouldn't be burdened later on.
Hedges Scott Millard made it simple, but thorough. They provided us with different options right here in the comfort of our home.
We are so glad that we planned ahead. Now a whole lot more of this, a little of this, all with the peace of mind we wanted.
At Hedges Scott Millard, we believe that every day is a gift, and so is every life. Take time to enjoy it.
It's time for tonight's halftime show, presented by Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes. Now back to William Holtz and Mike Bissell.
And we're back for our Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes halftime show, and hopefully you got to see our homecoming coronation ceremony here for Versailles, and congratulations to Miss Kylie Ritchie, your homecoming queen here for 2024, and quite the athlete for the Versailles Tigers.
Yeah, apparently looking to play some volleyball, maybe in college at the next level. I don't know why she's not playing basketball, man. She can play that sport as well. But congratulations to Kylie.
Congrats, and always exciting, the homecoming coronation and homecoming festivities here. They've got a big dance, and it's been a long time for both of us, but we remember those days. And Mike, for Versailles, as far as the football game is concerned, a pretty good start defensively, but just too much Warsaw. They flexed their muscles and end up leading by a score of 28-0 at the half. But when I look at the numbers, which I'll let you go over the unofficial stats here in just a minute.
No, these are official.
Oh, okay. This time they're official.
Yeah, I really worked hard on them this time, so I like
what I
these
noticed, no big penalties. I mean, you had the 3rd and 11 called back, no big turnovers, and just the one big play for Warsaw on offense. So Versailles isn't doing anything inherently wrong or anything that stands out to you. It's just a matter of how good this Warsaw team is.
There is. They're a good, disciplined team. They've got a nice balance. Actually, they've thrown the ball more tonight in the first half than they do on average in any of their first 4 games, and that's including 2 pretty close contests that were the toughest ones they've had in the first 4 weeks of the season. But just a couple of penalties, as you mentioned, and 0 turnovers in the ballgame. It's been really clean. I think Versailles has played, has coached well. They're playing good assignment football, but they're just playing a superior team. And you have to remember, this is a beat-up Versailles team, not terribly deep to begin with, and to lose the key pieces they have in tonight's game, I'm proud of the kids, the way they're going out there and playing hard.
Yeah, and for Warsaw, they're up 28-0. They got to feel pretty good about that. 2 Jace DePriest touchdowns. Of course, Garrett Ferguson had a touchdown run, and then the 54-yard touchdown pass, and that was a beauty across his body. But as far as the unofficial numbers, Mike, you've compiled, what do those look like?
Well, Ferguson, we've got him for 12 carries and 69 yards and a 1 touchdown. That was a 6-yarder. For Harvath, that's kind of an oddity here. He's got 4 7-yard carries in a row plus a 4. I'm going to do that math real quick. 5 for 32 in the first half. DePriest only 5 carries, but 2 touchdowns, 5 for 37. And Merle had 1 for 12. So the rushing totals for Warsaw on 23 attempts, 150 yards. Again, no turnovers in this ball game. The passing stats, 5 of 8. 4 of those catches went to Poyser. That was capped off by a 59-yard reception, that one we just spoke of. So we had 4 for 92, and then Merle had 1 for 27. How about balance here? 150 rushing, 126 through the air on 5 of 8 passing, 276 yards from scrimmage in the first half for the Wildcats. For Versailles, Burks had 2 carries for 3 yards. Miller had 4 for 0 net yards, and Bias 1 for -1. Versailles 2 yards net from scrimmage, rushing the ball on 7 attempts. Again, no turnovers. The passing stats bias 0 for 3, so no yardage there. Versailles 2 net yards from scrimmage in the first half of play. Warsaw 276.
Yeah, and so that's really the whole story. Luckily for the Tigers, it's only a 28-0 game without any turnovers. Last week, I believe they had 7. I was just talking to a parent at the concession stand. He said they fumbled the ball 7 times or 8 times, but 7 they lost. That's just hard to win. And so tonight, it's not the turnovers. It's just the superior opponent, Mike. And for Warsaw, we knew they were going to be good, but they've been at least as good, if not better, because Versailles played well defensively, but they've got an answer for just about everything that comes their way. Man.
Again, at times you have to pick your poison. And Versailles knew that, everybody sees tape. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing. There's no secrets here. They had watched, I'm sure the coaching staff, all 4 of the first games for Warsaw, and they were averaging 6 pass attempts a game. So you stack the box, you go single coverage outside. Warsaw's coaching staff sees that right away. They throw that one little click flip-out pass where the cornerback was probably 8-9 yards off. That's a stealing. And then they run some nice combo routes. And, man, Ferguson's a solid high school quarterback.
Hey, and for those watching here around the Versailles area, and maybe Warsaw, not too terribly far of a drive, but tomorrow's the Eldon Turkey Festival, and always a really fun event put on by the Eldon Chamber of Commerce, so that'll start early in downtown Eldon, so make sure you make your way out for it. Now, when we come back from this commercial break, we'll conclude our halftime show with some halftime scores from around the lake area. Big shout out to our partner here, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, taking care of us and making sure to have us ready for halftime each week. We'll take a commercial break and wrap that up right after this.
During this chapter of life, we are really taking the time to enjoy the little things.
So it was important to have our final wishes pre-planned so our family wouldn't be burdened later on.
Hedges Scott Millard made it simple but thorough. They provided us with different options right here in the comfort of our home.
We are so glad that we planned ahead. Now a whole lot more of this, a little of this, all with the peace of mind we wanted.
At Hedges Scott Millard, we believe that every day is a gift, and so is every life. Take time to enjoy it.
At Beck Wellness, we always say that if you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. Our goal is to make sure you're ready to enjoy all the lake has to offer, and more importantly, that you don't miss out on the moments that matter the most. From neuropathy, problems with your feet, hip, or back pain, and even a spinal tune-up. I'll make sure you're set to enjoy the moments that matter the most. I'm Dr. Mark Beck, inviting you to stop by for a consultation. But for now, back to this live high school game of the week on Lake TV.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
It's time for a new home, and your solution is Ozark Homes under the Water Tower in Laurie. Your home is and should be your safe place. At Ozark Homes, we take your dream and make it a reality while staying within your budget. With real estate and construction prices at an all-time high, let Ozark Homes stretch your dollar. We have many customizable options, including kitchens, bathrooms, fireplaces. We even offer a second level option. Quotes are always free, so give us a call or stop by today. Ozark Homes, making homeowners' dreams a reality for over 30 years.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate.
Competing on the field requires hard work.
It also requires effort and making good choices, which carries over off the field.
Like good choices behind the wheel of your car. Did you know that a driver is 20 times more likely to be in a serious accident if texting and driving?
Last year alone, 104 people were killed in Missouri from distracted driving.
So keep leading the statistics. Don't become one.
Buckle up, phones down. This Drive Safe, Boat Safe reminder brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys.
High school football on Lake TV is presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price & Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, the Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Sir Dyke Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
Back here on Lake TV as we're set for our second half, and before Warsaw kicks off, Mike, what are the local scores looking like around the area?
It's something I looked at as a must-win for Eldon's, not clicking right now. They're down to the Hallsville Indians 16-7 in the second quarter. Blair Oaks 48-0 over Boonville, the number one seed right now, or not right now, but after tonight, but 48-0 over Boonville at the half. And Osage is up, I believe it was 14-7. Yes, it is, over California. And Osage looking to go 4-1 on the season, and they've got Blair Oaks off the schedule.
Camdenton looks like they're going to go into the halftime break up 14-0 over
Battle.
Yep, in Columbia. So here's the kickoff. Bias returns it from inside his own 10-yard line.
Well, it's tough to return a ball when you get no blocking at all, man. There was a wall of 5 players waiting for him at the 20, and he tried to cut back, but there's no cutback lanes when you don't have any blocking in front of you.
So that's the way the first series will begin, right there at the 20 for Versailles. And yeah, Mike, Bias caught it inside his 10, and by the time he got to the 18, he was surrounded. And I mean surrounded, like there was a semicircle of Wildcats around him. No man's land for a return man. And so for the Tigers, first down and 10 inside their own 20.
Up under center this time.
Zeke Miller and Burks in there. Burks gets the carry on first down, and not a whole lot of room. And you know, I know Versailles is down. They're struggling, got some injuries. But, Mike, for Warsaw's defense to hold your opponent to 2 net yards in the first half, I mean, that's a big victory.
Yeah, when on your first play of the second half, you gain 2 yards and you double your total. That's probably not good. But I like the play call, William. I do. The slow developing plays, going to the fake to the fullback in the I formation, and then going back in an option. I like the almost like a veer with the split backs and just the quick openers. I think that's got a better chance of being successful for Versailles.
So on second down now. Back under center on second down. Quick hitter into the flat, and I like that call.
I do too, and it was there, and just that time Bias just got rushed a little bit. Maybe surprised to see somebody that open on the slant.
Yeah, I mean, you've run the football predominantly, just 3 passing attempts in the first half. So you line up under center, and you're going to get that separation. So that quick 3-step slant, Albrecht was there. You got to hit that. Would have been the actual first down for the Tigers tonight had that been converted. So 3rd down and 8 now, or 7 they'll call it. Going to roll out Bias now, a little shuffle. Nice play to Zeke Miller up to about the 27-yard line. He's going to be short of first down yardage, but a really nice job. Bias, he kind of sidearm slinged it, Mike.
How did he complete that? I wasn't sure who he was actually trying to get the ball to there, but it worked out.
Yeah, he changed the arm angle. If you'll get another look at it here, it looked like the lineman or linebacker kind of jumped up and look at him. He just kind of sidearm slings it to avoid the defender. That's as impressive of a 5-yard completion as you'll see all season.
Wouldn't you think about going for it here?
I think they might be.
It's in a punt formation. Oh, somebody get in the neutral zone? No.
High short kick here for Dobbins, and that one takes a Warsaw hop. Oh, no good. Bias fields it at the 33-yard line, so just a 6-yard punt for the Tigers, and Warsaw starts 1st and 10 at the Tiger 33-yard line. And he's been really good punting the football tonight.
Yeah, that just went up into the wind and just died, and then it came down at such an angle that it rolled back 15 yards at least. So bad break there for Dobbins, who's been kicking well. He's had plenty of opportunities tonight, but short field again for the Warsaw Wildcats.
So they've got it at the 30-yard line. You said short field indeed, and Garrett Ferguson looks to add to his impressive first half. Takes the snap out of the gun. DePriest gets the carry, and actually that is Harvath with the first down carry. He's got a Beck Wellness Center first down to the 21-yard line, and he picks up right where he left off, except that wasn't a 7-yard run.
Yeah, he kind of broke. Well, he doubled it up, actually. And a good tackle there by Albrecht, probably to save the touchdown there as well.
Now his next run better be either a negative 7-yard run, a 3.5-yard run, or a 21-yard run.
That would fit the pattern with it, and he's, he could go down at the 1-yard line to keep the clock running, I guess.
Well, it is at the 21-yard line,
Okay.
so if I hate to say a touchdown would be just that, but
I didn't know you were into numerology. That surprises me a little bit, William.
well, I'm good with numbers. I don't even know how to spell numerology, but I like numbers. Ferguson calls his own number. Inside the 15, down to the 13. Got about 9 on first down, and Warsaw moves it inside the Price and Randall. Injury attorneys red zone once again.
Ferguson 13 carries, 78 yards now on the night.
He just looks like a football player, Mike.
Yeah, he's so calm and under control, and just you can tell the level of confidence this team has on offense, and even with some bad snaps, he's okay, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
So DePriest, who's got 2 rushing scores tonight in the backfield with Ferguson, they've got it 2nd down and 1 from the 12-yard line.
Looks like there's some movement on the line, but
Ferguson calls his own number inside the 5 to the house. Touchdown. His 2nd of the night, his 8th of the season. This one from 12 yards out. And Garrett Ferguson, it looks like the option was shut down. Nice cutback for Ferguson, and he bounces off a couple would-be tacklers into the end zone for his 2nd of the night.
I really like some of the stuff their offensive line does. It's sometimes they go man-to-man, and sometimes they just zone block. But the zone blocking that time was to perfection, and you could see Ferguson just took his time. Okay, there's going to be a gap opening up here, and he took advantage of it and got the 2nd touchdown, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And Games, the extra point up and good, so 35-0 your score with 8:32 left in the 3rd quarter. You're watching exclusive coverage of high school football on Lake TV.
Hi, I'm Chad Nugent, owner of Thomas Construction, where we turn your vision into your dream home or your needs into reality for your business. We specialize in tailoring designs that are as unique and individual as our clients. From concept to creation, our licensed architect can handle it all with our in-house design service. We're not intimidated by challenges. Instead, we offer resourceful solutions. Experience the art of quality custom craftsmanship with Thomas Construction.
Back on Lake TV, it's our game of the week presented by our friends at Pauly Lift Boat Lifts. And Mike, Warsaw now starting to pull away. They're pouring it on up 35-0 after their first possession of the 2nd half. They held Versailles to a 3-and-out, a short punt, and they make short work of 33 yards. And it's Ferguson with his 2nd rushing touchdown on the night.
A couple of times we've seen the the safeties back on those kickoffs start running off the field before the ball's landed. Man, if one of those checks up and with a little backspin and comes back, yikes.
That's what I was just thinking. Is
You
no
can't
one's
assume
back.
that, man. You can't assume that. All right, Tigers, let's see if they can get something positive, something to make you feel a little bit better about yourself. I thought they kind of maybe lost focus a little bit on that last defensive possession here. Let's see if coaches can get them riled up again.
So on first down now. Handoff, nice run, but big piece of tackling, and not a lot doing.
Gonna get a face mask here, maybe? I saw the kid get his hand up near the face mask. I don't know if that's what the call is going to be. The linesman on the near side had it. What do we got here? It wasn't much if it was a face mask, and it is against Warsaw. So it must have just been that incidental contact 5-yarder. Who had that run there, William? I'm sorry, I lost focus a little bit.
On that one, it was Wyatt Burks with the carry.
Okay. They never really signaled the penalty there, and I don't know why that wouldn't be a first down with a face mask, but.
Just the 5-yard vicinity, I guess. Now not on the same page. Bias is
Oh,
in trouble, and he goes down. With the QB sack, Josh Harvath, this time on the defensive side, wreaking havoc, and you feel for Fletcher Bias.
Yeah, because he was untouched. Harvath just come in there untouched, kind of did one of those little hip drops on him and spun him down into the ground pretty quickly. So you had a positive situation. Stout, it's 3rd and 10. You had a 2nd and 2, and now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that's kind of been the MO tonight for the Tigers. And on 3rd and 10.
Is that down right? Shouldn't it just be 2nd down? They've got the marker over there at 2nd down, too. Oh, my.
Nothing doing here, and look out.
God, blow the whistle, guys.
Yeah, they did. And on the carry, Rowan Allen, not a whole lot doing. So that's going to bring up, looks like, yeah, it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Okay.
So 3rd down and 8 now.
Rowan just running that quick opener up the middle, and he'll learn quickly you can't run that upright. That's not a healthy way to conduct yourself, and you're running the ball into the line. Brecken Brewster in on that last tackle with others.
So 3rd down and 8 for Versailles. Hoping to have anything go right. Here's Bias now in trouble. Look out, and he'll be sandwiched. Fletcher Bias for a loss of 5 or 6. Going to bring a 4th down and long for the Tigers in Warsaw. They are all over it as we are inside 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would do the play action there, William, because it's 3rd and long. I mean, you're going to throw the ball. They're going to disregard the run for the most part. So the quarterback has to turn his back to follow through with the fake, and he looks up and he's got 3 guys all over him. So I'd rather have him have his eyes downfield the entire time. Well, we have to have something to talk about, so pick up some things here and there.
4th down and long, and for Versailles, Mike, they really, week 2, should have got that win at Eldon, they felt like, and got a jump on that. Bertelli now stops it. Another short punt for the Tigers in Warsaw. Gets it back inside Versailles' 30-yard line, but then they got that win week 3 and felt like going into last week at El Dorado Springs, a game they were going to compete in, and kind of things imploded with those turnovers, the injury bug hit. And so for Coach Dusty Daniels and the Tigers, they got to get back to work because they're going to be back home here next week against Clinton. And that's a game we're going to have right here on Lake TV.
Couple updates here. Hallsville leading Eldon 24-13. They're still in the 2nd quarter. And I thought I had an Osage score, but that's not the case. Back to live action here.
1st down and 10. Ferguson gives it to DePriest, and DePriest goes for a couple down about the 26-yard line. And you start looking at Warsaw's schedule, and Mike, they may not get a real test here for a few weeks. It's a team you start looking at their district, and Lamar's a team that you put an asterisk next to. That's a team you believe that Warsaw can hang with this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're so good. I mean, that program, I mean, they went tooth and nail with Blair Oaks here a couple years ago in a championship game when they were both in the same classification. But they're always a threat. But they play some really bigger schools down the stretch, and so they're going to get bonus points for that. And it may be hard for Warsaw to catch them in the standings. We'll see how it works out.
And speaking of Lamar, as Harvath gets the carry, and good piece of tackling for Versailles. And speaking of Lamar, they're playing Mount Vernon, a bigger school tonight, and they're giving them all they want, 21-18 at the half. Mount Vernon leads by 3, but just to give you an idea of how competitive Lamar is, regardless of what size school they're playing.
Yeah, Eldon a couple years ago went down there for a quarterfinal game, Mount Vernon. That was a long drive down there, and man, they got schooled. You play in the quarterfinals down Southwest Missouri, you get in the tall weeds in a hurry.
So 3rd down and 9. Ferguson remains in there for Warsaw. Takes the snap. He's got Merle into the flat. Merle looking for first down yardage. He's close to it. We do have a Bruce and Kelly team penalty flag.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad block there. It's going to come back, and they're just going to do the play over again because the flag was thrown right at the Versailles 20. That'll move it back 10. Not sure who got that penalty there, and I'm not sure if they're going to say block in the back or holding or what. It's all the same effect. This has been pretty much a penalty-free game. And the clock should be running, by the way, but it's stopped at 2:48. And that's the time left in the 3rd quarter.
So 35-0 your score. And for Versailles, they got to keep at it. You know, one player on this Tiger roster is just a freshman, but Ian Smith, number 21, we thought we may see him, still may in the 4th quarter, a young, small athlete, but one they really have high hopes for as they look into the future, and some of these younger players they're hoping develop. He's certainly one of those, and may see him down the stretch tonight. So here's the sweep and the handoff. Solid run inside the 20-yard line. It's Hubert with the carry. He's got a Beck Wellness Center first down inside the 20 as Warsaw takes it back inside the Price and Randall Injury Attorneys red zone as you get another look here on the Crown and Power instant replay.
Yeah, they're emptying the playbook here in this drive, aren't they? A little bit of everything. Hubert getting his first carry, coming on that little conversion.
A stand corrected. I don't have a good look at the first down marker, so it is the 19, but they're marking it short. So 4th down and short. Harvath and Dupreece split with Ferguson in the backfield. There's the give, first down yardage, and that's to Harvath, and he's got it down to about the 11 for a Beck Wellness Center first down. It'll be first down and 10 there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Bias just barely got a hand on the ankle to trip him up and keep him out of the end zone. Good play there by Fletcher, but Warsaw driving again. They've had great field position here in the second half, and so far they've taken advantage of it.
Yeah, and for Warsaw, we looked at that schedule, but also you get out of a game like tonight against Versailles, Mike, you saw the one young man shaking up Uriah Phillips, but another big win is, you know, your primary playmakers all healthy. You'll get an opportunity to get in some subs here in the 4th quarter and remain healthy. Always important as we see how big of a role injuries play, especially for Versailles coming in without Reese Murdoch, Dalton Reza. I mean, injuries so big, and for Warsaw, and talking with Ryan Boyer throughout the week, that's one thing. They've stayed fairly healthy through the first half of the season, and that's more than a lot of teams can say around the Lake area.
Yeah, it's a part of football that nobody likes and maybe don't talk about enough, but you're going to have injuries. I mean, you kids get bigger and stronger and faster, and there's some rather violent collisions sometimes, and I think they're going to let the clock run down out of the third quarter here, William.
So we look ahead to the fourth quarter. That concludes the third quarter of play, and Warsaw out in front 35-0. You're watching exclusive coverage of Lake Area High School football on Lake TV, presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. We'll be right back on Lake TV right after this.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
And we welcome you back for our mascot race, brought to you by our friends at Sonic Drive-In here in Versailles. You're going to have the hot dog.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our mascot race.
Aaron Allen taking over there.
We have the Sonic hot dog from your local Sonic. And we have Lincoln the Tiger. Listen to the line for your mascot. Mascot, this is the one on the 20 to get the beat. People down there ready? Mr. Barry, all yours. Good luck. Mascot, on your mark.
Uh-oh.
It's good.
The Warsaw guy's in a sprinter stance there.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
It's Warsaw Wildcat with the early lead, and the Wildcat
he blows a tire.
Blows out a little bit, and it looks like the Tiger has won the race.
Yeah, he tripped over the 20-yard line, man. He was so far ahead there. He could have been cruising. When he got down into that sprinter stance, he knew that everybody else was in trouble.
Can we get an instant replay from the Crown Power and Equipment instant replay here? And the Wildcat is just beside himself as we have a little fun here on Lake TV. A big shout out to Travis Kurtz and Sonic Drive-In and all they do for the Versailles School District here at Morgan County R2. Little mascot race, nothing wrong with a little fun here in Versailles, and get a look at, the Wildcat. Oh, and he blew a tire indeed.
You can see it.
Head falls off, and it's Morgan the Tiger with the dub. So second down, 7 now. The give to DePriest, and he's going to be taken down as a Bruce and Kelly penalty flag flies.
Well, I don't know what this is going to be. It was the referee in the backfield fired that thing way up in the air. That usually means it's going to be procedure, but I think you decline that one, don't you, unless it was a dead ball situation. I don't think you want to accept that was the best defensive play of the night for Versailles. But apparently it was a dead play, so that they're going to mark off the 5 yards.
Now, just a reminder, you can catch the Central Ozarks Medical Center weekly coaches show with Camdenton head coach Par Pitts and Osage coach Shannon Jolly every week on Lake TV, with new shows starting each Tuesday, and that's hosted by our good friend Chris Schneider with Lake TV as another Bruce and Kelly penalty flag flies. You can watch that at 6:30 a.m., 12:30 in the afternoon, and 6:30 at night. Also, Mike, you can watch tonight's game and every Friday night game encore presentation the following Tuesday night at 7:32 p.m. So we'll take a quick commercial break as a timeout has been taken, and we'll be right back on Lake TV after this.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. The pure joy of a kid getting ready to go on the lake. Get lake ready and leave the heavy lifting to the compact frame of Kubota's powerful utility vehicle. Accelerate with Kubota's Sidekick to blur the line between work and fun. Available in orange, black, and camo. Visit your local Kubota Crown Power and Equipment dealership today. Passion, power, performance. crown-power.com.
Welcome you back on Lake TV, and also Just in case you're still watching, let us know down in the comments where you're watching from. Give a shout out to all of those watching. Of course, our good friend Brock Silvers watching from Charlotte, North Carolina, former Versailles Tigers head coach and great Camdenton Laker back in his day. Gene Engel from KC and Ryder Williams, former Versailles Tigers, watching in Springfield. And here's the quarterback run for Ferguson to the house for the third time tonight. Garrett Ferguson, this time from 18 yards out, and his sensational senior campaign continues, Mike. That is his 9th touchdown rush of the season.
And Coach Boyer, after 2 consecutive procedure calls, he wasn't having any of that. Called the timeout. That's what that last break was. And I think he read the riot act to some people. They got all the blocks they needed there. Ferguson untouched from 18 yards out.
The extra point is up, and it is good. So with 11:20 left in the game, Warsaw 42. The Tigers scoreless. We'll be right back on Lake TV right after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Take Lake TV with you wherever you go. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.
Well, the Warsaw Wildcats, looking to go 5-0 on the season, have benefited from great field position to start this second half of play. We're in the 4th quarter now with a running clock most of the time, and they have certainly taken advantage of that. They're getting ready to kick off to Versailles, and this time kicking off into the wind a little bit, so I doubt they're able to get it into the end zone unless they get a favorable roll. Be nice if Versailles could get a bit of a return here and give themselves some more favorable field position. You would expect something along the ground a little bit. It's a short pop-up. That ball's live and covered, and a smart play by the receiver for Versailles just to get on the ground there, because when you're 20 yards away, those guys have got a head of steam coming at you in a hurry. And making that play, I think, for Versailles, Drake Schmidt. Nicely done, Drake.
Yeah, heads up play, and not a lot of exciting things waiting for you as the Warsaw Wildcats frontman just barreling down. So he very wisely makes a nice play and goes down, and with the running clock, Versailles has it inside their own 40-yard line, an opportunity to try to move the ball. And for the Tigers, love to see them put one in the end zone here, Mike.
Yeah, Coach Boyer's subbing out and seeing some freshmen on the field right now. Oh, what a hit. And the ball comes out of there somehow, batted around.
And here goes Dobbins with one of the better offensive plays for the Tigers tonight. It's an 8-yard run for Brady Dobbins, Johnny on the spot. And fortunate for the Tigers to maintain possession and get a positive gain.
What on earth happened there? D'Angelo Ramirez with the tackle there. It ended up being a 9-yard pickup for Versailles. There was a violent collision in the hole as the running back Miller, then late in the play, the ball comes shooting back there, got batted around a little bit, and a 9-yard pickup, the best gain of the night for Versailles.
So 2nd down and short 2 now. Bias back under center. Pitches it out. Rowan Allen now gets the carry, and he's going to be rolled over. Goes for a loss. Great pursuit on the edge by Warsaw defensively.
Yeah, they're just everybody out there waiting on him. I like the play call. I think the quick hitters, the quick pitches are the way to go. But man, even subbing some players out, they get pretty impressive along the line there. In that tackle was Isaac Henderson, who's a starter on offense. I don't know if he's been playing a lot on defense or not, but they are subbing some kids out now. We see Ryan Fajan, a junior, at a cornerback. Versailles in the huddle a long time, just 10 seconds now on the play clock.
That was Reese Murdoch you just got a look at on the sideline, the Tigers leader, who season is over on 3rd down and short. Ball's on the, no, it's not. It's Bias who keeps it with the option, and he's got a Beck Wellness Center first down into Warsaw territory. Great fake, definitely faked me out.
Got me too.
So it's a Beck Wellness Center first down, and the Tigers move the football and get a fresh set of downs.
And William, for the first time tonight, Versailles in plus territory.
Yeah, I don't know if they've had another first down up to that point in time, so I think that's their first.
Yeah, I don't.
First down.
You're right. I kind of overlooked that. Brennan Slavin's in the game now as well for Warsaw.
Man, there were a couple of names I was just hoping to get an opportunity to take a crack at tonight on that Warsaw roster, but
you might get it, yeah.
First down carry goes for a couple. Up the middle as Allen takes the carry. And actually, no, that's Burks, the junior. We're going to give him a couple.
And a tackle there by Mason Anderson.
And Mike, while we got a minute, just give a shout out. Of course, you do a wonderful job here. The Hall of Famer Mike Bissell joining me in the booth. Andrew Evans, our technical director, switching. Spencer Wall on instant replay. David Leatherberry, top angle camera operator. Sean Kober running the camera on the field, does a great job for us. We'll continue here after this. Second down. Taking a shot now downfield, looking for Bertelli, and a great defensive effort to knock that away for Warsaw.
Yeah, the number 4s there fighting cleanly for that ball, aired out by Bias, who was taking a shot on 2nd and 8. Nicely thrown ball, good route, but just a little bit better defensive play.
Going to bring up third down now as we continue our crew. Sierra Smith running graphics in the truck in studio, communicating, making sure everything's looking good. Megan Albers, and of course Michelle Kitchen, our station programmer and scheduler, with Chris Schneider, our sports director and general manager. Shout out to our awesome crew. Always a pleasure to work with them, the finest crew here at the Lake in media. It's always a pleasure. And here's a little delayed play, nothing doing, and going down is Bias.
Somebody turned the wrong direction there. Bias spun to his right, expecting to see a back there, but both backs had vacated and were moving to the left, so Fletcher probably had a little panic thing going on there for a second, but he was able to ride himself and just lose a yard on the play. And again, we've not had a turnover tonight, and a good job there by Fletcher not to get that ball stripped away from him, as it was just out there.
Give a shout out earlier. That was Ryan Fajan with the defensive play on that last play, and then with the stop on that one, that's J.C. Minks as the punt now for Dobbins. No one back, and he really got a hold of that. Takes a really nice Versailles bounce. Now, I wish he had punted that from his own end zone, because we'd get to see just how far that one would roll.
Yeah, that thing's out way off the playing surface through the end zone. And that's the kind of kick he should have been executing into the wind, I think, instead of getting them up in the air like that.
So Warsaw now with a running clock, going to get it back with 5.5 minutes to go. 42-0 your score. And for Warsaw, in case you're just joining us, next week they're going to be at home against El Dorado Springs, and week 7 will be at Butler. For Versailles, they're going to drop to 1-4, and they'll be at versus Clinton right here at home next week in our game of the week on Lake TV. Back-to-back Tiger games, and Clinton was 0-4 going into tonight's game, and then the Tigers will be back on the road week 7 at Windsor. Of course, we know Reese Murdoch's season is done, but for Gage Judd and Dalton Raisa, it'll be interesting to see if they get either of those guys back. A lot to play for, and for Versailles, they're going to get a Clinton team they feel pretty good about next week. So a timeout called, and we'll take a commercial break with 4:49 left in the fourth quarter. It's all Warsaw on Lake TV's Game of the Week.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Back here on Lake TV as we get a look at our Ozark Homes fan cam, and it's the cheerleaders for the Tigers as get a little reserve action here offensively for Warsaw. First down carry goes for a couple.
Okay, I was I was looking someplace else. I didn't see who got that carry. I'm going to give that to Ramirez, number 31, getting the carry.
Mike, so we'll have our post-game show brought to you by our friends at Thomas Construction. We'll talk with head coach Ryan Boyer if we can catch him, as well as our buckle up, phones down player of the game. And Garrett Ferguson would be my pick, Mike. Pretty impressive night for him.
You're the boss, and I'm not going to disagree anyway. That's the call. He's an impressive player.
So on second down now. Calling his own number. Reserve quarterback, solid gain inside the 40, all the way down to the 32-yard line. A monster pickup.
44 yards on the run for Fajan.
And Fajan has a Beck Wellness Center first down and a big gainer, one of the biggest gains tonight for the Wildcats.
On the ground it is. They've had some big pops, especially that 59-yard pass play to Poyer, I should say, but that was a pretty impressive run there too. 42-0. We're in continuous clock, so this second half is flying by here. 3:12 left in this game. We should have some other scores for you here coming along pretty soon.
On first down now, the 31-yard line, Fajan takes the snap.
That was actually Jordan Decker, a freshman, I think had that carry. I'm not sure if he was supposed to get the ball or not. They were moving there as the ball was snapped back to them. 1-yard pickup.
So, Mike, I'll let you take her away, if you will, as I head down to the field and try to beat the radio guys to Coach Ryan Boyer as I get ready for our Thomas Construction postgame show.
Sounds good to me. We'll kind of finish things up here. 2:30 clock running. All Warsaw. They scored 28 in the first half and added 2 here in the second half of play. Now they've kind of got another JV squad in right now. Stay with the same formation, though. Wide receiver split to the left, and that's Cash Davis from Bull Durham. No, Crash Davis. Here's the handoff up the middle. And Versailles' Jacob Vansel will get the tackle just short of the first down. It's going to be right at the marker, I believe. And getting that carry for Warsaw, I can't quite get the number. It's like number 11, Luke Henderson. Now check out 31. That is Ramirez getting the carry once again. And he picked up a solid 8 there as we hit the 145 mark. Ball spotted at the Versailles 21. We're just deciding the final score here. Again, we'll see Versailles once again next week as they host the Clinton Cardinals. 6:30 with a pregame show and 7 o'clock with the kickoff. We hope that Versailles can get healed up a little bit, get off to a good start against the Cardinals, who are 0-4 on the year. Kind of a busted looking play, but it'll be good enough for the first down as Ramirez keeps working the pile. Now check that. I'm going to get another running back on that. Brewster, I think the freshman's going to get the carry, his first. And about a 6-yard pickup. William will have a talk if he can get a hold of Coach Boyer, and I'll have the stats for you in our postgame show, which is coming up in less than a minute. And I think we're going to have just 1 or 2 more snaps here from the Versailles 15. And they're going to let the clock run down here. They're going to have to snap it one more time, I believe. And there it is, the snap. Now knee. And that's excellent sportsmanship there. There's nothing else to be gained. Take a knee, let the clock run out. And that's the way this game is going to conclude. 42-0. Warsaw impressively improves to 5-0 on the season. They're still going to be chasing Lamar in their hopes of getting that 1 seed in that district. But hey, you get the maximum points and the win, and keep it hopes alive there. For Versailles, 1-4 as they lose this game here to Warsaw tonight. Hopefully, again, get a couple of kids back healthy and take your best shot at Clinton next Friday night. Our post-game show is coming up here on Lake TV.
Competing on the field requires hard work,
It also requires effort and making good choices, which carries over off the field.
like good choices behind the wheel of your car. Did you know that a driver is 20 times more likely to be in a serious accident if texting and driving?
Last year alone, 104 people were killed in Missouri from distracted driving.
So keep leading the statistics. Don't become one.
Buckle up, phones down. This Drive Safe, Boat Safe reminder brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys.
At Beck Wellness, we always say that if you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. Our goal is to make sure you're ready to enjoy all the lake has to offer, and more importantly, that you don't miss out on the moments that matter the most. From neuropathy, problems with your feet, hip, or back pain, and even a spinal tune-up. I'll make sure you're set to enjoy the moments that matter the most. I'm Dr. Mark Beck, inviting you to stop by for a consultation. But for now, back to this live high school game of the week on Lake TV.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid, just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Take Lake TV with you wherever you go. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.
Hi, I'm Chad Nugent, owner of Thomas Construction, where we turn your vision into your dream home or your needs into reality for your business. We specialize in tailoring designs that are as unique and individual as our clients. From concept to creation, our licensed architect can handle it all with our in-house design service. We're not intimidated by challenges. Instead, we offer resourceful solutions. Experience the art of quality custom craftsmanship with Thomas Construction.
It's time for the Thomas Construction Postgame Show. Thomas Construction, your hometown Lake of the Ozarks builder since 1975. Now back to Will and Mike.
Back here on Lake TV for our Thomas Construction postgame show. I've got Warsaw head coach Ryan Boyer. And coach, you guys get the dub 42-0, improved to 5-0. How would you sum up tonight's performance?
We really stressed to the kids as coming out ready to play and not wasting time, and it felt like they did that in all 3 phases.
Tell you what, you guys came out and really shut them down at halftime. Versailles, you guys limited them to just 2 net yards. Defensively, you guys really thrived. Touch on your defensive effort tonight.
We preach week in, week out, play physical, play fast, rally to the ball, and those guys, they've really bought into it. And they obviously displayed that, in the first half, but we also tell them, hey, we're not about the stats. We'll tell you when to stop and just be who you are.
Tell you what, you guys have so many big playmakers. One in particular, your quarterback, Garrett Ferguson. Big night for him, another 3 rushing touchdowns after 5 a week ago. What's allowed him to be so successful this year?
I've got the stats
the
ready, so just let me know what you need me to do.
Not just in the offseason, but during the week. And then like you mentioned, we're fortunate that we have weapons around him, so you can't just dial into one guy. Those guys, and again, I say it all along, they're so unselfish. They don't care about who's getting the stats.
Yeah, whatever you need me to do.
They just want to make sure that we win, and so it's great that that he had the success tonight, but I know those guys are just as happy.
So for you get the big W, you start looking ahead, but in the Boyer household, after a big W, what's the weekend typically look like?
It'll be work for me tonight, and then We'll go youth football tomorrow with my youngest, and then back to coaches meeting on Sunday, and then probably watch some Chiefs football. And like I said, just stay in our routine. It's what we try to. And like I said, we really stressed our staff, enjoy their time with their family because they work so hard. And I'm very grateful for everything they do. So that's about it for us. Nothing too wild.
That is head coach Boyer with the Warsaw Wildcats. Congrats on the W, and in your last 39 games as head coach since the 21 season started, you guys are 30-9. Been finding a lot of success. Keep it going, Coach.
Thank you. Didn't know that. Thank you.
That's Ryan Boyer, head coach of the Warsaw Wildcats. Now back to Mike up in the booth.
All right, let's take a look at the final numbers, and wow, it's an impressive night by Warsaw. Let's get a couple of scores in here, by the way. School of the Osage through 3 quarters, leading California 17-7. Coach Jolly's squad looking to go 4-1 on the season. Blair Oaks has just blown up on Boonville, and Boonville had been the 1 seed in that tough district. Blair Oaks over Boonville 55-0. Haven't seen an Eldon score here for a little bit. No, I just had one come in. It's 24-13 Eldon. Trailing in their game against Hallsville, and just still in the 3rd quarter. Let's take a look at those stats now. For Warsaw, 18 carries for Ferguson, 107 yards on the night. Harvath, 8 for 59. 7 for 42 for DePriest. Merle had 1 for 12. Hubert, 1 for 10. Ramirez late in the game, 2 for 12. Fajan, 1 for 44. Decker, 1 carry for 1 yard, and Brewster 1 for 6. 293 yards rushing for Warsaw on 37 carries. No turnovers in the game. Very clean in that regard. All the passing numbers for Warsaw in the first half, they were 5 of 8, 4 for 92 for Poyer, and Merle had 1 for 27. So 126 through the air, 293 rushing, 419 net from scrimmage for the Warsaw Wildcats, who are now 5-0 on the season, and they'll take on El Dorado Springs, and that'll be next Friday night. For the Versailles Tigers, man, just never could get any offense going. Burks, 6 carries, 20 yards. Allen, 2 for 0 net. Miller, 4 for 0 net. And you have to give minus yardage to Bias for the quarterback sacks and the pressure he was under all night. 6 carry, minus 20. So Miller had 1 catch for 6 yards, so 18 yards rushing, 0 rushing on 18 attempts. 1 catch for 6 yards, 1 for 6, so 6 yards net from scrimmage for the Versailles Tigers. Let's send it back down to the field as Will has a guest here on Lake TV.
Thanks, Mike. Now back down on the field, we've got our buckle up, phones down, player of the game, quarterback Garrett Ferguson, the senior. We talked about you in pregame. You came out, 3 rushing touchdowns. You threw for another. How'd it feel to get that dub?
You know, it felt great going into the week. I had one thing to work on, and that was getting out of the pocket and looking for my wide receivers downfield, and I feel like I hit them today. And, yeah.
Tell you what, 5 rushing touchdowns a week ago, another 3 tonight, 9 on the season so far. But you mentioned you working on rolling out of the pocket. That 54-yard strike you threw across your body, one of the prettier throws I've seen. What was going through your head during that play?
Yeah, I was getting out of the pocket, and I'm going down, and I see Shane wave his hand, and, I throw it deep. And he's been having kind of struggling catching, but I trust him still, and we get him the ball, so.
Yeah, I put it right in there. Now for you, I know you're having a lot of fun. You look at your backfield, you look at your defense. You have a lot of playmakers. How much fun is this year's Wildcats team having, Garrett?
Yeah, it's really fun when you're winning a lot and improving each game, and I trust everyone out there. So,
for you, a huge personal season, but for the team, what's the end-game goal for this year's Warsaw Wildcats?
We don't want to look ahead, but we have Lamar in our district this year, and they're always the guys you hear, and once we're ready for them, I think we're going to be ready for them. So,
well, tonight belong to you and the Warsaw Wildcats. That's Garrett Ferguson, your buckle up, phones down player of the game. Garrett, congratulations, man, and thank you for your time.
This is your Buckle Up, Phones Down player of the game. Now, 4 simple things make a huge difference. Buckle up, phones down, slow down, and drive sober. Simple decisions save lives. This message brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety. From here in Versailles, that's going to wrap up Lake TV's Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Poly Lift Boat Lifts. Warsaw win again. They improved to 5-0, and as for the Versailles Tigers, they fall to 1-4. They have a week to get back on track before they make their next appearance on Lake TV next Friday night in our Game of the Week as they play host to Clinton. A great night here. A big shout out to our crew, all the staff and faculty here at Morgan County R2, and of course you guys, our viewers, for tuning in. Until next Friday night on Lake TV, I'm William Holtz, my friends. Good night and God bless.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
High school football on Lake TV is presented by Poly Lift Boat Lifts. Also brought to you by Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Homes, Thomas Construction, Price and Randall Injury Attorneys, Beck Wellness Center, Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Crown Power and Equipment, Grand Collision Center, the Bruce and Kelly Team, Ozark Homes, Serdike Yamaha, LOZ app, LakeExpo.com, and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.